Hi, my name's Chris Mackin. I'm a postgrad studying entomology at Harper University, and I'm here to talk to you about the weird and wonderful world of wasps. Hopefully I'll convince you that they aren't so bad. There's actually a lot they can do for us, they're very beneficial, and there's still a lot we can learn from these fascinating creatures. Now, when you think of a wasp, you're probably thinking of the black and yellow striped menace that buzzes around your beer and stings you just for fun, but that's actually a very small minority of wasps. And even those do what they do for a reason, it's not just for fun either. Now, so what is a wasp, you're probably thinking? Well, a wasp is any species in the order Hymenoptera that isn't a bee, ant or sawfly. They're characterised by their thin waists, warning coloration and stinger, or ovipositor for egg laying. There are about 100,000 species of wasp, and there are two main clades, or lineages. That's the aculeata, which are the stinging social wasps, and there's parasitica, which are the parasitic solitary wasps. So the main family in aculeata, the stinging wasps, is Vespidae. These are the yellow jackets, the paper wasps, and the hornets. They're social insects, so like bees they have a caste system, an egg-laying queen, a male reproductives and foraging females. They're important predatory insects, so they keep other insect numbers down. And it's once this social structure breaks down that they start searching for sugary foods and become a bit disorientated. So that's when they eat your jam, your fruit and your snacks or whatever. So they become disorientated and quite drunk, and they come out and sting you. But it's a survival strategy. They're only doing what they can to survive. And Vespidae make an excellent model system for how and why social behaviour evolves. And this is because they range from completely solitary, so pollen and potter wasps, for example, to completely eusocial colonies, like the yellow jackets. For example, something we've learnt recently is that paper wasps can actually recognise each other's faces, much like we can, which I think is really fascinating. Another species of Vespidae that you'd recognise are the hornets, which are large stinging paper wasps in the genus Vespa. These hornets are actually very beneficial for us. They predate pest species and clear up dead organic matter, so they're scavengers, but they do sting territorially and have been in the news recently because the Asian hornet is an invasive species and causing anaphylactic shocks in people, but they're really no worse than any of our native British hornets. So that is the Vespidae. But most wasps belong to the lineage Parasitica. So these are characterised by having a long ovipositor, and they parasitise an insect host by laying their eggs inside them and having the carnivorous larvae eat their way out, basically. And this kills the insect, which is really useful for pest control. And it's actually thought that every crop pest and disease-carrying insect has a wasp parasitoid, so that's really important. And these range in size from the tiny cowsed wasps to the much larger ichneumons. And it's this family Ichneumonidae which are really important in agriculture. And their name literally means tracker in ancient Greek. And they're really fascinating because the venom they inject actually halts the host development and suppresses the immune system, which is really cool. And it also changes the host behaviour to defend the parasites inside. But not all wasps have such a gruesome life history. For example, the fig wasp lays its egg inside the fig and inadvertently pollinates it. The fig's flowers are actually inside the fruit, so they co-evolved. So if the species of wasp dies out, the fig species would also die out. So they're really important. But another thing I found really interesting about wasps is the potter wasps actually construct their nest out of clay into a pot shape, and this gave the Native Americans the inspiration to build their own pots and invent pottery. And another interesting fact about parasitoids is that they gave Ridley Scott the idea for the film Alien, the chest-bursting aliens in those films. So without wasps, we wouldn't have those. So hopefully I've convinced you that wasps aren't so bad. They're just doing what they can to survive, and they're actually quite beneficial for us in pest control and for biodiversity. And there's actually a lot we can still learn from studying wasps. So hopefully I've convinced you to love wasps in a way. So thanks for watching.